Hello, good morning students. I am Dr. Sunita Tandon from RR College Alwar. Today I am going to deliver lecture number 7 of environmental chemistry. In the last lecture 6 we have calculated global mean temperature and effect of height on temperature of earth. Today we will study the biogeochemical cycles in the environment. The biosphere consists of Earth's crust, the atmosphere and various species of life which exist in zone 600 meters above and 10,000 meters below sea level. It is estimated that biosphere contains at least 9.3 into 10 raised to power of 5 species of animals and 3.3 into 10 raised to power of 5 species of green plants and 8 into 10 raised to power of 4 species of bacteria and fungi. The total number of existing species may be close to 3 million. The essential requisite of life, namely air, water, food, light, heat, are supplied by the biosphere. Since the biosphere is a very complex and large, it is divided into smaller units of ecosystems. All ecosystems can be divided into biotic and abiotic non-living components. So we have seen that the total biosphere is complex and large. So it is divided into smaller ecosystems, and all ecosystems are again divided into biotic means living and abiotic means non-living components. Within an ecosystem, there are dynamic interrelationship between the biotic and the abiotic forms. The natural cycles and ecosystems operate in a balanced manner which stabilizes the entire biosphere and sustain life processes on earth. Biogeochemical cycles in the environment are cyclic pathways in which a regular continuous transition of elements occur from the environment into the organism and from organism into the environment. This is cycle, okay? Because in the environment are cyclic pathways in which a regular and continuous transition of element occurs from environment into the organism and from organism into the environment. The word bio denotes living organism. Geo represents soil, environment, while chemical means elements such as carbon, sulfur, phosphorus which undergo transition continuously. Cycles are classified into two types. First type of cycles are sedimentary cycles where reservoir pool is in deep sediments. Examples are sulfur and phosphorus cycle. And second type of cycles are known as gaseous cycles where reservoir pool is in the atmosphere. Examples are oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, gas cycles. Both type of cycles are driven by flow of energy and tied to the hydrological cycle. Now man, the most powerful environmental agent, is capable of including large perturbations in the ecosystem, which can seriously threaten the homeostatic mechanism and are permanently used the balanced state of the natural cycles. Now we will study the oxygen cycle. Oxygen is vital for substances of life in the biosphere. It is needed by most plants, animals, and man for aerobic respiration or enzymatic oxidation of organic food, which sustain growth and metabolism. Oxygen is absorbed during respiration and released by plants during photosynthesis, thereby setting up the oxygen cycle. The total amount of oxygen in the biosphere is relatively constant, so that oxygen cycle is stable. This cycle is based on exchange of oxygen among environmental segments, namely atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere and biosphere. It plays a key role in atmospheric chemistry, geological transformations and life processes. We can see that oxygen participates in combustion reactions, for example burning of fossil fuels. Fossil fuel contains carbon. When it reacts with oxygen or burning takes place, carbon dioxide is formed. Similarly, CH4, which is a form of fossil fuel, is when burned by taking oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide and H2O. In this way, carbon dioxide is entering into the oxygen cycle or in the environment, in the system. Oxygen is consumed by some oxidative withering processes of minerals. For example, iron oxides, when combined with oxygen, it forms Fe2O3. And thirdly, soluble iron 2 consumes bulk of oxygen, forming large deposit of iron oxide. 4 iron, when ferrous ions react with oxygen in presence of water, they form Fe2O3 and 8 water. Now we can see in the diagram that oxygen, atomic oxygen, molecular oxygen breaks up into form oxygen, and this oxygen and oxygen molecule combine to form ozone. These ozone block the ultraviolet radiations reaching to the earth and is converted into oxygen, and this is known as ozone layer. Oxygen in system came from water. Water undergo ionization or breakdown and form H and OH ion. When they combine with oxygen, they form oxygen. Similarly, oxygen in the atmosphere combine with carbon monoxide to form carbon dioxide. Oxygen is respired by animals during photosynthesis and during mineral oxidations, and in all the three processes, carbon dioxide is added to the ecosystem, and the oxygen which is added to the mineral oxidation, which goes into mineral oxidation, forms iron oxide. Similarly, volcanic activities which take place in the earth, so in the sea, they form carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Similarly, aquatic animals, fishes, etc., they take they release oxygen, and oxygen this combines with sea carbon dioxide to form bicarbonates or calcium carbonates. Similarly, carbon dioxide react with water in presence of sunlight. Photosynthesis takes place and organic matter and oxygen. So we can see that whole the process is cyclic, and the cycle goes from one place to another place. Oxygen circulate, and their balance has been maintained. Green plants return oxygen to the atmosphere during the photosynthesis. CO2 plus H2O, they will give and take HNU one quantum of light energy as in converted to CH2 whole 4 CH2O whole bracket and oxygen. This process is responsible for building the original oxygen stock in the air and continues to maintain oxygen balance in the atmosphere. Now we will study the new second cycle, carbon cycle, and this is the nutrient cycle. I have already told there are two types of cycle, and this is nutrient cycle. Nutrients like energy are recycled in the ecosystem. About 40 elements considered essential for life are in constant circulation from environment to the living organisms and back to the environment. Essential nutrients are incorporated by green plants through process of photosynthesis. Decomposers return their nutrients back to the environment. Now we will study carbon cycle. Carbon is the backbone of biological chemistry. The stuff of rocks and is in the form of carbon dioxide keep the earth warm. Carbon is an essential constituent for carbohydrate, protein, fats, nucleic acids, and a large number of organic compounds. The biosphere contains a complex mixture of carbon compounds in a dynamic equilibrium of formation, transformation, and decomposition. Carbon is the major element involved in the fixation of energy. About 4.0 into 9.0 into 10 to the power of 3 kilograms of carbon is fixed annually during photosynthesis. Green plants lock the radiant energy of sun and utilizes atmospheric carbon dioxide for production of carbohydrates to be used by the consumer. The equation clearly explains it. 6 carbon dioxide molecules He exists six water molecules and free energy, and they form C6H12O6 and six oxygen molecules. Carbon re-enters the atmosphere through respiration and decomposition. Additional return from producer and consumer occurs through the non-biological process of combustion, as shown in figure 6. In addition to the atmosphere, another major reservoir of carbon is ocean, which stores it more than 50 times as much as the atmosphere. The carbon dioxide of the atmosphere is in dynamic equilibrium with carbon dioxide of the ocean. Through diffusion, ocean reservoir tends to regulate atmospheric carbon dioxide concentration and hence global climate. Due to combustion of fossil fuels, withering and dissolution of carbonate rocks and volcanic activity, some of the bound carbon return to the atmosphere aquatic reservoir as carbon dioxide and carbonic acid. Note that the significance of the carbon cycle is based on the transfer of carbon to biological system and ultimately to geosphere, that is solid earth from which the human extract their food, minerals and fuels as fossil carbon and fossil fuel. Microorganisms play an important role in carbon cycle mediating significant biological reactions. Photosynthetic algae are important carbon fixing agents in water. They consume carbon dioxide, causing precipitation of calcium carbonate and calcium carbonate 0.33 mg carbonate. Microorganisms convert organic carbon by a geochemical process to fossil petroleum, coal and ignite. They also degrade organic carbon into carbon dioxide from biomass, fossil fuel, and finally return to the atmosphere. An important method of removing oil spills or seas and degrading carbon containing hazardous waste is by the action of microbes. Studies have shown that plants tend to grow faster in a carbon dioxide enriched air, but this benefit is offset by denudation of forests by man, thereby decreasing nature's ability to remove atmospheric carbon dioxide. As a result, an increase in carbon dioxide content from 290 ppm to the current level of 325 ppm has been observed. It is present trend continue. If the present trend continues, it has been estimated that carbon dioxide level will be around 380 ppm by the end of the century. Now we can see the figure 6, where we can see that plants, they are using carbon dioxide. By photosynthesis, they are releasing oxygen, which are taken by animals and plants for respiration. And when plant die, when fecal matter or urine of the animals, or by animal death, or by animal respiration, by all these means carbon dioxide is decomposes and bacteria and fungi deposit, and they are enter into the carbon reservoir. And from this carbon dioxide, plants take carbon dioxide to produce photosynthesis. In this way, carbon hydrogen cycle is completed. Thank you. Hello students, I am Dr. Today I am going to deliver lecture number 6 of environmental chemistry.